Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
We've been sitting in the back waiting for this 9 a.m. to begin.
Right?
Am I echoing on you?
A little bit.
Okay. Is it gone now?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
How do I sound on your end?
Perfect.
Great.
I'm going to make this a bit bigger. There, that looks better. There we go. So, hello and welcome to Redefining the Significance of You Time, for you, by you, because of you. My name, for those who don't know, is Denise Drinkwalter, and I'm an empowerment life coach supporting women around the world to lean into and realize the importance of you. The goal of this channel is to provide you, the viewer, some takeaways that will help you shift, change, reevaluate, and or become more aware of what is possible. We have a variety of incredible guests who will be sharing their life experiences that have helped them become the incredible human beings that they are today. Every one of us, sometime in our lives, have had that free time, but feel frequently guilty, embarrassed, and or wrong for taking time out for ourselves. We are here to change that and to support you to see what is possible for you when you take the time for you, by you, because of you. It is an absolute honor and privilege to welcome our guest to the show today, Carisa Cole Sharrett. Carisa is the founder and CEO of Bravely Intentional Life. Don't you love the title? And creator of the Empowerment Mom Blueprint program. Can't wait to find out more. Carisa is a mom and legal guardian to a young man with autism and intellectual disability and has a master's in special education, is a certified special need life quality coach, and an accountability group facilitator member of the National Society of Leadership and Success. Carisa holds a K-12 special education teaching certificate and has been an award-winning teacher, trainer, and district case manager for 8 years. With Carisa's depth of accredited trainings and certification and her breadth of practical experiences, she has impacted thousands of lives, serving and volunteering in her community, teaching, being a lead in accountability groups, and now as a professional coach. Welcome, Carisa. That's
Thank you. That was a mouthful.
It was an honor to have you here today.
Thank
We
you.
are very much aligned. Education is where I came from as well. So, and special ed, isn't it incredible to have an opportunity to work with so many unique individuals?
For sure. I loved it. I loved being in the classroom and really just seeing the students that I work with learn and grow and flourish. That was part of the joy that I had being in the classroom, for sure.
Powerful. You have got a number of things that you have done, and you have recently stepped into a role of coaching. We would love to hear more a little bit about your journey and what's happening now for you and the people that you support. How does that all work?
Yeah, for sure. So, the journey that I took to get to coaching was definitely like twisting and turning. I didn't ever plan to be a lot of things. I didn't plan to be a teacher. I didn't plan to be a coach, but life, takes you in certain arenas. And I've always just really tried to hold on to the thought that life is an adventure and to just pick up as much as I could at every step of the way. And so, my journey into the world of disabilities and special needs came with my son, he's almost 19, but he was diagnosed at 3. So 16 years ago, I had the privilege to learn how to better interact and connect and help him. And that really led me on the journey to where I am actually today with Bravely Intentional Life. That was a lot of long years trying to figure out how to best help him in a time when autism, I wouldn't say is new, but it was new with the way that we were approaching it, right? And so as I went through that and just the ups and downs and the highs and lows of everything I had to go through, there just wasn't a lot of support for me there wasn't a lot of even support to know what exactly to do for him, but there surely wasn't anything for me. And so I jumped into it thinking that it was going to be like a sprint, right? I just need to get all this early intervention done. And then poof, my life would go back to something more manageable, right?
Yeah.
And that's really not how it is. I tell people it's not even a marathon. It's more like a track meet where you have to prepare for a lot of different things that you're going through in life, different phases and different stages. And so um, as I became more in tune with how to handle that in my own life and manage that in my own life, I started helping other people. And then I went through a really difficult divorce and had to figure out some way to bring in some extra financial support. And so I did the thing, like I said, I never wanted to do. I was raised by two teachers. And so I decided that becoming a teacher would fulfill a lot of schedule things with supporting Liam, and I have an older son as well, and would give me the opportunity to give back to more families. And so that's why I went into teaching. Spent 8 years working in classrooms, and yes, I made an impact. I was out there in the community doing good things, but I just felt like there still was more. And public school education, there is a limit to what you can do. And so this past year, I took the plunge and said, nope, I really need to be able to help families and especially moms to live more empowered lives and to give them the wisdom and the just the story that I have having gone through, and really help them to not have to find all those resources the same way that I did by trial and error. And so here I am today. Like you said, I started Bravely Intentional Life. I do focus on helping all family members in the family, but my passion is really helping moms, because we're just, a lot of times we're the ones that are left behind. We leave ourselves behind, right? And we don't take care of ourselves the way that we take care of everyone else. And pretty soon we don't understand why we're drawing from an empty bucket. And so that's why I created the Empowered Mom Blueprint.
I love it. It's so exactly in line with what I do. The same idea where I knew there was something more for me, but I had no idea I was going to get into the coaching piece. But it just transitioned so beautifully from teaching, right?
Right.
Because it's the same idea where we have skill sets, but we can absolutely know how to listen, understand, observe, see where people are at, take them from where they are to where they want to go with a process that will meet them where they are at, right?
Right.
I absolutely love the name that you have chosen. It is incredible. Is there a story behind that, or it just came because it?
So yeah, the core of I really looked inside and tried to think, what are the 4 core words that go with how I live my life now, right? What are 4 ways that I can simply explain to people what it is that I focus on and how I can better help them focus? And so those 4 words are courage, intention, connection, and hope. Those are the 4 words that I live by that really help me focus on how to take care of myself and be able to take care of others. And from that, it was, I guess, just divine inspiration that I came up with Bravely Intentional, to kind of bring that thought into the company name, and the what I'm trying to put across is that, we want to live that life of courage, to be able to step out and make those choices that help us and our families, and we want to do it with intention.
Love it. Love it. Because there's direction behind intention, right? Yeah.
Right.
Instead of just like, oh, well, Susie did it like this over here, right? What do you want? Right. Yeah.
Right.
Part of what I'm wondering is, if somebody were to say, oh my gosh, Carisa, I have a son, I have a daughter, where would I start? How would I begin? What would that look like when you connect with your potential future clients?
So anytime you start out at the beginning, it's really overwhelming, and there is a lot of help out there for families now to give you direction and specific steps to take with how to help your child. And I can definitely point you in the direction of some of those resources as well to get you started in a path of what's best for your child. And what's best for each child is a little bit different. There are certain things that overlap, but every child is unique, and you really have to find the right mix for you and your family. But there are a lot of resources out there and a lot of organizations that come alongside parents to help them know what's best for their child in the moment that they're in and with the challenges that they have. And then the biggest thing that I add into it is the parent piece, right? Making sure that you're prepared for this journey, that you're not looking at it as just this sprint that you're going to get through, and that you're going to take all your reserves and show up one day 2 years from now and you have nothing left. We really have to prepare ourselves. We worry so much about our loved ones, which is, is important for sure, but we can't take care of the people that we love if we don't have the reserves to do that. And so my job is to help you be prepared for that journey, because yes, things will change and certain things will get better in certain ways, but the landscape changes. It's just like going through the stages of raising any other child. You get through one stage and well, now you're in another stage and you have to learn it all over again, right? They just never stop learning and growing. And so, as I said, help you prepare for the track meet, going from one stage to another and being prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally to get through those times and to do that in a way that you're empowered to have the life that you so desire, as opposed to letting life drag you along, by your hair or your feet or whatever. You're actually in the driver's seat, making sure that you're getting to the destination that you want to be.
I love that, because we can't fill from an empty cup, right? We hear that all the time, and then we're like, yeah. So then I'll go out and I'll get a massage once a month, right?
Right.
That's not the tip you're going to give, is it?
No, because like we talked about earlier, intention is so important. And a lot of times we get so overwhelmed as parents with children with disabilities. Any parent does, but when you're raising someone that has those extra needs, it's so easy to get overwhelmed and just let life take control. And it's really important, no matter how busy or overwhelmed you feel, that you have a plan.
Love that. Love that. And I can imagine that the plan is fluid. It's not, that's the plan, we're sticking to it, because you've mentioned before, life gives you curveballs. What's this stage? Nobody told me about this one, right? So I'm sure you have flexibility within that plan as things arise, right?
Right. And that's why, like I said, I go back to having the 4 concepts of living with courage, living with intention, living with connection, and living with hope. And that might look a little bit different at every stage, but you can always keep those 4 core principles that guide you along the way.
Love that. Love that. Anchors. We love anchors. It helps keep our path straight. Even though the wind takes us a little bit further on left or right, we can still keep that path and that course straight, right? I love that.
I love you teacher speak. Having my anchor chart there.
Right? Exactly. It's always in us, right?
Right.
So, what problems are you helping your clients overcome or solve? Anything in particular, or?
Really, again, just being able to reconnect with yourself, reset, reflect, finding the courage to grieve the losses that you have. That's a real reality, I guess, that we have that we don't think about. When we don't lose a child physically, we don't think there's a reason to do that. And so part of my program is taking a dive into making sure that we've looked at those things, our grief, our fears, the guilt that we may be carrying, and then looking at recharging and refilling and restoring ourselves. So making sure, like I said, that we have the intention and having a plan for our future, creating structure and harmony in our home where there's chaos normally, and then designing that comprehensive self-care plan for yourself. So important that, again, like you said, not to be trying to do something from an empty cup. Many years ago, I heard this, and it really applies in this situation. There can't be a healthy we or a healthy team without a healthy me. There is no such thing. And so looking at that part of our life, and then living with connection, that is so important. And it's something that really seems to fall by the wayside with a lot of families that are raising children with disabilities. They start to feel isolated and alone and unable to connect with others. So really look at, how do you effectively connect with other people? What do you need to be doing to make sure that's happening, as opposed to, again, letting life just happen and not having a plan for that, and then feeling lonely and disconnected and isolated. And then lastly, really reclaiming and realizing and reimagining life, expanding our ability to thrive instead of simply surviving out there, unlocking our formula for hope-filled living. Another area that's so hard. It's hard for us to see hope when we're bombarded by so many challenges, but there is hope. And then, really embracing a future of possibilities, always looking at what's possible with our children, with the people that we love, and how can we help them get there. And so those are the things that I work on with families primarily.
Like I mentioned in my introduction, the breadth with which you share and the capabilities that people will experience based on your guidance will be second to none. I absolutely love what you are doing. I have a question. Why do you have this passion to help families, especially moms, right, who are navigating life with this loved one or loved ones who have disabilities and or special needs? Don't you have enough on your plate? Like, I love it, but I'm like, how is she doing all this?
Well, my passion goes back to really remembering what it was like for me and seeing the path that I was on, and knowing how much trial and error I had to do and how alone that I felt at those times. And I don't ever want families to feel alone and feel like there's no one out there that understands or that can help them in this area. And again, taking care of ourselves is such an important aspect of caring for others. And it's not something that there's a lot of out there right now, specifically geared towards families that have a loved one that has a disability or special need. There's, again, a lot of help out there in general. There's a lot of people talking about self-care, but how do we implement that as a family that faces these specific challenges? And as I saw so many moms as a teacher and as a person working in the community, coaching families, my heart just went out to them. And it's a passion of mine to really help lift those people up. And that's why I make the time, because it's that important to share the wisdom and the lessons that I've learned in life to help make my life more manageable and enjoyable and full of hope and full of purpose with other people.
I love it. I love it. So the fact that you've walked the path, but you're able to connect with people to show what is possible, and you are living proof, right?
Yes.
So marrying the two, there isn't a stronger opportunity for you to have Carisa in your back pocket. I love this. It's so in line with what we do. This is amazing. I'm going to share with the audience. You can find Carisa and all of this incredible information on her website, which is www.bravelyintentionallife.com. We'll put this in the show notes underneath, so make sure you have your spelling okay. So, because sometimes you put things in, I know I do, put them in wrong. Like, that's not what I wanted. And I want you to share what you have available right now that will help moms improve their ability to foster positive partnerships with school professionals on their child's behalf. I love this.
Yeah, so we're, kind of in that beginning part of the year. People are starting to do IEP meetings if they haven't already. They're having to work with teachers. Maybe they have a new teacher that they're working with or a new staff member. And it's so very critical to create positive partnerships with those people. The person that makes out the most from that is your child. And so finding a way to positively connect and form those partnerships is critical. And one of the tools that I currently have as a free gift on my website is a guide on how to know whether you're advocating or complaining, because that makes a huge difference in whether you're positively partnering. Do you really know what that looks like? And if you don't, I've got you covered. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you those tips so that as you go into meetings with your school professionals or as you're working with them on a day-to-day basis, you can refer to that guide and say, yes, I'm making the moves to be a positive partner and to advocate for my child so that they get the very best out of their education and that I can support the people that are supporting them.
I love that, because it's not unusual to have parents trying to advocate, but they come in with a number of emotions. Understandable, but not sure how to put the words together in a way that comes across so that we're working together. It's more, and so coming from your background, you get it. This this mom gets it, how to present so that it is heard. So thank you so much for sharing that free gift. I know I've already got a number of people that I'm going to share that with, because I do some parenting coaching in other groups. So I know that question has come forward before. So thank you for that. That will go out through some of my systems as well.
Thank you.
And I would really like to thank Carisa for being our guest today on the show. And I want to make everybody aware as well that Cut the Cord, Not the Ties, the program, the 8-week program that I run for moms working through teenage adulthood and that relationship as Carisa and I talked about, as children change, we can sometimes not understand how do we change in our role when they transition into those older ages. How do we mom, still being mom, but not being the same cuddling type of mom and over, looking over the shoulder. So Cut the Cord, Not the Ties. We have a fall session starting very soon. We'll put the information in the link below. Carisa, what a treat to meet you. I wish you all the best. I'm really, really happy that we connected today. And I know that the work that you do is going to support so many families, and you are so needed. You are going to be a very busy coach. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you so much, Denise, and thanks to your viewers. Appreciate you guys, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.